Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the Superstars of Wrestling review series. We are fast approaching WrestleMania 8 in about 2 weeks or so. We move to the 28th of March for this particular episode. I have a couple more episodes to catch up on in 1992, and then we're going to be all over the map, so hang with us here. But we've got over 120, I think, episodes of Superstars up right now. My goal is to get maybe up to 150. That'd be cool, of the 500 or so episodes that exist, depending what's available online. But we are literally about a week away, a little more, from WrestleMania 8, the last of the really good WrestleManias, in my opinion. Anyway, The Undertaker, in a squash match, hits a few shots on his adversary, forearms and the like, and goes to town pretty quickly on the young man. He needs about less than a minute and a half to dispose of the individual from bell to bell, and flying clothesline and a tombstone into a body bag goes the enhancement talent. They do a mock press conference for Ric Flair in an empty arena. They make it seem like a big deal. They continue to show photos of Flair and Liz. Obviously, they are superimposed. And virtually no one believes Flair, but Flair versus Savage is going to be the big deal for the next several months. Speaking of big deal for the next little while, Papa Shango is that, even though he manages to botch his WrestleMania 8 run-in, and a little late for that. And when we do the WrestleMania review series, which pay-per-views are going to be last on the list because I've seen almost all of them, so I like to watch stuff I haven't seen in years. That's just my personal preference. Anyway, Papa Shango scaring some kids with his smoking skull and other magic-related tricks. Papa Shango, of course, later goes on to be the Godfather, and Kama, and various other characters. I often wondered what would happen if Papa Shango had been a big deal in the late 90s. Anyway, punch, kick, shoulder tackle, clothesline, and shoulder breaker from Papa Shango. Then we go into a basically a prison cell looking area, with the voiceover basically yelling at the boss man. That's pretty clear. Of course, that attack takes place in about 6 weeks, but they're already beginning to hype it. We don't see anybody, but we see the hype. And they link it together with Bossman being in the next match. Bossman and Barry Horowitz is what we have. Horowitz gets a few shots on the Bossman, doesn't get very far. Drapes him over the middle rope, punch under the chin with an uppercut by the Bossman. Bossman rolls back in. Bossman in the best shape of his career during this time. Spine buster and the sidewalk slam for a win. Tonight's the night. Roberts and Savage in a cage in the Boston area, and the Macho Man is promising violence and gore. The Natural Disasters out next. Inset promo for Money Incorporated. They do not seem to be terribly worried about the changes that are coming their way around WrestleMania. They're not worried at all. Big elbow drop by Earthquake right across the center of the spine of the big man, and he eventually hits splashes in the corner. Earthquake splash and Typhoon splash, vertical and horizontal splashes, 1, 2, 3, and your Natural Disasters are your victors. Obviously, they do another hype for WrestleMania. Sid promises to eliminate Hulk Hogan and to prove he is the master and ruler of the world in an interview with Gene Okerlund. At this point, I don't think Sid could have asked for a better push in 92. Amazing to me that he's gone probably by SummerSlam of the same year. He just doesn't work out, and it's really sad because the fans respond to him every time he returns. But Sid and Hogan is days away, and then we see a Tito Santana enhancement talent match. Of course, Santana goes on to fight Shawn Michaels in Michaels' first singles WrestleMania win. Of course, the other 3 Manias he was part of as a tag team. Punch, kick, knee lift, and backdrop by Santana. The enhancement talent takes a good bump for the backdrop. Santana does the Olay jump to the steps and hits the flying forearm to the back of the neck. Not exactly an impressive maneuver. To say the very least, Nasty Boys promised to take the Bushwhackers out. Bushwhackers say they've dealt with nastier than the Nasty Boys. They're going to take them out tonight. And we go to a WrestleMania report. Flair and Savage, a big deal. Savage says he's there to win back the championship by any means necessary and avenge his wife's honor. He promises Flair a heck of a fight. The Tag Team Championships, Natural Disasters, and Money Inc. will be online at the WrestleMania, and they do a really good brief sit-down interview, 5 minutes maybe, where Piper talks about their families intersecting, the Hart family taking him in as a younger person, but they go heads up, and it looks like they're going to come to blows. They tease a heel turn, which never actually happens, but if you've never seen the Wrestling Challenge Piper and Hart interview in full, Hart stands there for the majority of Piper ranting and raving. Finally does defend himself at the end. It's really well done. One of my favorite Piper promos from the time. Of course, this is Superstars, so they only show clips of this, but it's really amazingly well done. Then we close out with a Hulk Hogan promo. He promises to do right by the Hulkamaniacs and end Sid Justice for good at WrestleMania, and we close on that note. We actually now close the month of March, and only got the first couple of weeks of April left, and then the rest of 92, and I think the first 7 months of 93 are here. So really comprehensive. We're trying to do the biggest audio archive of wrestling audio available on YouTube. Join us. Subscribe, like, comment below. Tell us what you want to see in terms of series. Otherwise, I'm just going to go on my happy little way. Anyway, till next time, everybody.